Do you ever struggle with choosing the right yarn when you go to crochet a garment? Maybe the yarn recommended in the pattern is out of your budget, or you don't have anything like that in your stash, or maybe you're just wondering, I don't know what yarns are comfortable, easy to take care of, and will work really well for this garment. Well, I'm here to help. Hello, my name is Michelle Ferguson. I'm the crochet pattern designer of Two Brothers Blankets. I specialize in crochet garments for every member of the family. And I'm here to help you with the very first step when it comes to crocheting a garment, and that is choosing the right yarn. So first, I want to chat a little bit about choosing the yarn, to give you a few tips. And second, I'm going to share 10 of my favorite yarns for crocheting garments. So when it comes to choosing yarn, I like to go with 3 factors. And they all start with C, and they're super easy to remember. 1, cost. 2, comfort. And 3, can it be washed easily? Those are my 3 go-tos when choosing yarn. So cost, let's talk about cost. Is this something you want to splurge on? Is this something you are willing to spend a little bit more money on to have that super nice feel, look, just luxurious yarn for your garment? Or is it something that you are doing on a budget and you need to save as much as possible? You only have a limited amount of money that you can spend on the yarn, and you want to do this on a budget. You can do either or right in between, but it's one thing to consider. Second, comfort. If you're going to crochet a garment and not wear it, what's the point, right? So when it comes to crocheting garments, the yarn needs to be comfortable, right? So comfort is a huge factor. You want something that's going to feel good against the skin, that's not going to be too itchy, that's not going to pull and, gather or anything like that. You want it to be comfortable. And third, can it be washed easily? I don't care what anyone says. That is important. If you're giving it away, if it's a garment that you're giving away, they don't know how to take care of that yarn unless you specifically tell them, this is how you need to wash it, this is how you need to dry it, and you're very specific with them. Otherwise, they're probably just going to throw it in the washing machine. They might wash it on delicate, they might lay it flat to dry, but they might not. You got to consider that. Also, even if you're making for yourself, is this something that you're going to be able to hand wash every time, lay flat to dry, reblock every time? Or is it something that you just want to be able to throw in the washing machine? Big factors. So now that we know these 3 factors, let's get into my top 10 yarns for crocheting garments. I've been crocheting and designing garments for 10 years. I've tried a lot of different yarns. These are like my go-tos, my OGs. I love them. I love to wear them. I love to crochet with them. These are my top 10 yarns. All right, number 10, Heartland worsted yarn from Lion brand. This is a great, affordable worsted if you have a garment in worsted weight yarn, which is a number 4 medium weight yarn. It is 100% acrylic. It is 251 yards per skein. It can be found online and in a lot of major craft stores like Joanne. I believe Michael still has it. Yes, because this is where I got this one. Places like that. So you can find it in store and online on lionbrand.com and a few other websites as well. I really like this for a medium worsted because it is very, very soft. It's very, very squishy, and it is super easy to wash. It is machine washable and dryable, it says. So it's an easy one for gifting or when you don't really want to have to bother with all that. And it holds up well, it's sturdy, and it has the prettiest colors. They're like gorgeous heathered colors, and there's lots and lots of colors to choose from. So this is a great worsted weight yarn for garment. All right, number 9, we are doing a Hobie Rainbow Bamboo. This is a DK weight yarn. It is 60% bamboo viscose and 40% cotton. It can be found on Hobie.com. I made a Katie Cardi in this yarn, and I absolutely love it. I wear it all the time. It is so comfortable. It's so lightweight, flowy, has beautiful drape, and it's also easy to wash. I believe Hobbii recommends that you hand wash all of these. But I want to say, yeah, they do recommend hand washing. But I want to say that I have put it in the machine on delicate cycle and it's been fine. It is a cotton and bamboo, so you got to be a little bit careful with the bamboo part of it. Like you don't want to just run it in the machine with a bunch of jeans. But it is fairly sturdy because it is cotton as well. And it's just, I mean, the drape, I just can't get over it. I love the drape and I love the feel of this yarn. All right, number 8. Number 8 is one of these yarns that you will want to use when you are willing to splurge on some really, really nice yarn. So we have Expression Fiber Arts Oasis Fingering. And it is a beautiful fingering weight. I'm telling you now, the lighter the weight, the better the garment. I said it and I mean it, and I'm not taking it back. The lighter the weight, the better the garment. This is a 50% camel, 50% mulberry silk. So this is a super, super nice yarn. It's for when you want to splurge. It needs to be hand washed and laid flat to dry, which is why it's at number 8. But it's beautiful. I just remade my rosy tee in this yarn, and I've actually worn it already. I haven't even taken pictures, but I've worn it already, and it is so comfortable. It is so cool. Perfect for Florida this time of year. I'm loving it. So this is number 8. All right, coming in at number 7 is another fingering weight yarn. I don't have a hank of it. It comes in a hank like the Oasis. But this is We Crochet's Hawthorne. This is their speckled version, but they have different versions. They have a kettle dye, speckled, maybe a tonal. I can't remember, but they have all different kinds of this Hawthorne fingering yarn. This yarn is 80% fine superwash Highland wool and 20% nylon. So it's got some nice sturdy nylon in it, and it has that wool, and it is just lovely. I use this for several of my patterns. My Jada cardigan and my Jada tee are both made in Hawthorne fingering. My Leilani tee is made in Hawthorne fingering, and I want to say more than that as well. It's one of my go-to yarns. Love it. It's a great fingering. It can be machine washed in the gentle cycle and tumble dried on low heat. So can be machine washed, which is really, really nice. All right, coming in at number 6, we have Paint Box Yarns Simply DK. This is a DK weight 100% acrylic yarn. Love this yarn. It is at a great price point. You get a lot of yarn. It is 302 yards per skein. I just designed a cardigan with this. I have my camellia sweater in this. It's great. It's super soft, very comfortable to wear. It's cozy, so it's definitely for like your sweaters and your warmer garments. And it can be machine washed on gentle cycle with light colors and tumble dry on a cool setting. So definitely one of those that can be machine washed, which is super nice. A lot of these can be. Some of them you have to lay flat to dry, or you have to hand wash, but most of these can be machine washed, which is what I prefer. All right, coming in at number 5 is another Hobbii Twister. This is a 55% cotton, 45% acrylic blend. I'm all about the blends. I especially love cotton blends. This is a number 2 fine sport weight. I definitely consider it on the thinner side. It's almost a fingering, if you ask me. I would almost venture to say it's thinner than this. So take what you will with that. It can be, it also, I believe all of Hobbii yarns recommend hand washing. So it says to hand wash in 40 degrees. I'm assuming that's Celsius. I'm not sure. Water and to lay flat to dry. It is really nice. I don't actually have a design made in this yet, but I've worked with it and I really, really love it. It's very lightweight. I love the cotton of it. It has a wonderful drape and it's just one of those lightweight yarns for garments that are going to be great for any kind of garment. All right, coming in at number 4, this is my go-to acrylic yarn, Brava. Brava comes in both worsted and sport weight. I believe that you even have like a DK now. I'm not positive. It's 100% premium acrylic. It's from We Crochet. It is my go-to. In my early days of designing, this is all I used. I used Brava Sport for just about everything. Brava Worsted when I needed worsted. The worsted is a little bit on the lighter side. The sport's a good sport, I would say. So it's got some give. It's got some drape to it. It's very, very soft. It holds up great in the wash. It can be machine washed and dried. And they have a ton of colors at a really, really great price point. So if you're on a budget and you need an acrylic yarn that can be easily washed, whether that's in sport weight or worsted weight or bulky, they do have a bulky as well. Brava is a great yarn for that. All right, we're getting to the end. We're coming to some of my favorites. So number 3 is Kobu yarn. This yarn is from Lion brand. It is 51% cotton, 49% rayon from bamboo. I love this yarn. It's one of my favorite DK yarns. I have a ton of it. It works great for lightweight transitional pieces that maybe you need a little bit of warmth for, but you don't want anything heavy. You will love it if you are looking for good drape and things like that. It's so nice. Let's see. It can be machine washed and dried. It's a number 3. I said that. It says not to iron. It has a great drape. I've said that too. Lots of colors to choose from, and it's pretty affordable. It can also be found in a lot of places. I've seen it at Walmart. I've seen it at Michael's. No, maybe not Michael's. Joann, maybe. A lot of the bigger stores you can get it at. And it's available online at both lionbrand.com and crochet.com, which is We Crochet's website. They also sell it. So that's great too. All right, number 2, another fingering weight. I told y'all, the lighter the yarn, the better the garment. Number 2 is another We Crochet yarn. It is Stroll fingering. It is one of my all-time favorites for garments. I have several garments in it, my latest being the men's Maxwell sweater. It is 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. It's super lightweight, but it's super, super soft and sturdy. It feels amazing on the skin. It's not too heavy. It's not too warm. It's perfect. It can be machine washed and dried on low also, so that is super, super nice. With it being the superwash merino wool, it will expand a bit when you wash it, but it'll shrink back to its original size when you dry it on low. I always recommend doing like 20-minute increments on low to be able to check on it to make sure it doesn't shrink up too much. But it will shrink back to its original size in the dryer. So if you wash it, you need to dry it too. But other than that, it's super simple to take care of. It is a little higher in price point as, say, Brava, but it is that superwash merino wool, so you're getting that really nice, luxurious feel at a really great price point for those materials. So that blend. So one of my favorite yarns. It's kind of a beast frog, I will say that, but it's not the worst either. Definitely number 2 on my list. Okay, number 1, my all-time favorite yarn for crocheting garments, and I've been crocheting everything in it lately. I've been remaking some of my old, when I said I made everything in Brava Sport, I'm remaking some of my summery tops that I originally designed in Brava Sport in this yarn because it is so good and it is so perfect for summer. All right, I'm going to tell you what it is. Comfy. Comfy is my number 1 favorite yarn for garments. They have a worsted option, number 4. They have a sport option, number 2. And they have a fingering option, number 1. So it's great. You have options. So this is the worsted weight, but I've used it ton of the sport weight and the fingering weight. My Sunday brunch shrug is made in the fingering weight. If you want to check that out, it's free on my blog. It's a great pattern, perfect for that yarn. So Comfy is from We Crochet, crochet.com. I'm going to link all these yarns in the description. It is 75% Pima cotton, 25% acrylic. So it's super nice. It's another cotton acrylic blend, which is so nice for garments. It feels so good against the skin. It's cool. It's not too warm, but it can be used, you know, with the right stitches to give you a nice layering piece for some warmth as well. It can be machine washed and tumble dried on low. I have washed it. It holds up great. It looks great. It doesn't, you know, expand too much. It doesn't shrink, nothing like that. It's perfect for washing. It's great for gifting. It's my go-to and my favorite yarn. It's tons of colors. Great price point, a little tiny bit higher, like by $1 higher than Brava, but well worth it, especially if you're making a summer garment or something where you want that cool cotton. It's my favorite, my all-time favorite. Love it. So these are some options. I'm going to list them out for you in the description. They're great for every weight. I think the only thing I didn't do was bulky, and like I said, I'm not a big bulky garments maker, so I didn't have much to go on there. But for fingering, I've got some fingering options, some sport options, some DK options, and some worsted options. These are my go-tos. These are my favorites when it comes to those 3 C's: comfort, cost, and can it be washed easily or not. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help. I want to help you choose the right yarn for your garments so you love them and feel amazing in them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.